Okay, streaming because I can and because I want to demonstrate some of the ways this game is just, I'm sorry, it's just broken. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It needs a lot of work. It shouldn't have been released, in my opinion. But, you know, it's too late for that. So now it's just time for the devs and Microsoft to, you know, do its job. Fix their broken mess. I mean, the controls are I'll try to show it in the video, and I'm just gonna name it. I mean, honestly, I probably should have changed the name to Microsoft Broken Mess Simulator, but it's too late. Let me test. Let's make sure that everything's stable. Make sure I have sound. Yeah, I got sound. All right. So here's what I'm running into. A lot of times it won't save the controls. Jesus, it's turbulent. A lot of times it won't save the controls. Luckily, I got autopilot going anyway. A lot of times it won't save the controls, and a restart of the game, not just what you're doing, but completely exit the game and come back in, sometimes will cause the controls to save. And even then, when you have a control that's saved and it's working, if you try to change it, sometimes a restart won't fix it. Like, I've restarted several times, and for some reason I can't get the game to stop moving my head around when I hold in the modifier button, right RB or right button. I'm using an Xbox controller because right now I'm too lazy to use the Velocity 1 flight yoke I have. But if I go into here, for instance, I'll show you, and I go into settings, let's go to controls, we'll go to, and it holds controls that aren't even bound. You remove them, and it still acts like they're there. It's this, I don't know if it's because it's not updating in the cloud or what the problem is, but the controls in this game are an absolute buggy trash heap mess, in my opinion. And if you go research and do some looking on Google, you will see other people saying it's not even binding this control on the Velocity 1 flight yoke. It's not reading this control. I've experienced every kind of control issue, input issue that you could imagine. For instance, if I go to controller and I go down here to flight services and I go to control trimming, at one point in time I had RB and the right stick. Okay? So I'll show you. If I go here, that's another problem. If the mouse moves slightly, I mean, it's just this game is a buggy mess. I'm sorry. So I'll do RB. I'll try nose down, but see, that's gonna see. I didn't do that. Hold on. See, that's gonna read it as a whole axis. So you have to have it bound here. Here's the problem. At one point in time, I had it bound here, and when I held the RB button, my head wouldn't move in the cockpit, and it would just adjust this until I released the RB button. Then my right stick would allow my head to move around again and look. But let's show it. Let's try it this way. And I think I have it set to throttle in there. Yeah, because I tried getting it to do the throttle axis, and that won't work either. So we're just going to delete the throttle axis, excuse me. We'll delete that. Then we'll come to here and we'll... Why is it showing that there's two? There's only... What? Yeah, okay, because it's reading... See, this is the problem. Hold on. So you can't bind that to there. We're going to just delete that. Go back. We're going to delete that. Go back. So we'll just leave it here. Now we're going to change it to where it's the elevator trim axis so that it uses the full range. RB, right stick. Okay. Now, I go back. Now, I want you to keep in mind that this was working before. Before I decided to try to change it to throttle, this was working. When I held the RB button, let me lock my thing. Okay. Not lock it, but I'll put it back to my default. When I held the RB button and I'd move the right stick up and down, the trim would move it would adjust. We're going to turn off autopilot. Or at least, oh my God. Turn off the altitude. Now when I press the RB, see how it's doing that, but it's also adjusting the trim. You can see the trim, bottom right, how it's adjusting. See how I'm, okay, it shouldn't be doing that. It wasn't doing that before. It magically started by itself that it doesn't read that the RB button, like I press RB, I go to move the right stick, it wouldn't move the head up and down, it would just move whatever it was attached to where the modifier button was before it, the RB button. And then the right stick would adjust the thing, and then I'd release the RB button, and I'd be able to go back to moving, looking around like this. Now it's not doing it. Now it's moving the head too. Same thing when I try to put it on throttle. And I want people to understand that this is happening. There are so many issues. There are so many issues with, hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm flying from Pensacola to Jacksonville International just for something to do and to test controls. But there are so many issues in the control bindings of, one, you delete something, it still reads it as it's in there. Whether you restart or not, sometimes it doesn't fix it or restart the game. Two, you add something and then it works and then it suddenly doesn't work. The controls are a broken, buggy trash heap of degrading, decomposing fecal matter in this game. It is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I have changed something in like the keyboard or the mouse and then had my controller stop working correctly, what it should be doing. The game, I'm sorry, this game is, it's broken. It's broken in a lot of ways. I'm so frustrated with this game at this point. I mean, you can't bind things how you want. Let's go to power management, see if I still have that set for throttle. No, I have to use buttons, and then there's a delay on the buttons. And a while ago, when I was playing last night, and I haven't changed these, okay? But I want you to watch my throttle. Let's get this out of the way. Watch my throttle. Okay, if I hit the B button last night when I was playing, and the times before when I played this, it would reduce by like, I don't know, a couple percent. Now for some reason, what's it on? 57? A minute ago, look at that. It's downing by like, what, 9%? Oh, and then you have the error accessing live traffic data constantly. This game is broken. I'm trying not to curse a lot because I'm trying to make it more people with thin skin and kids friendly. But the fact is, this game is broken. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what the blanks mean. The game is broken. I'm sorry. This game needs help. It needs a lot of help. I am just beyond disgusted at this point that they would release this in the mess it's in. I should probably thicken up the, you know what, we're just going to do this, and then it'll give me some stupid warnings. And we're going to turn off autopilot because I am actually at my destination airport and about to fly over it, which I shouldn't be doing. Oh, let me show you another thing. Hold on, let me get, I'm going to get away from the airport. I'm flying right across flight paths in sight. Let's see if I can get stable over here. Oh, pull up. The fuck? Oh, that's not good. Oh, why are you? Oh my God, dude. And now my throttle just went. Hold on. My throttle went down when I went to adjust. Look, my throttle's going up. Look at engine 1 over here on the left side. My throttle's going up, and I'm using the modifier button. This just started. My throttle is now responding even when I'm holding the modifier button. That should just be adjusting the trim. And it's not a... Let me go in and check, man. Maybe I messed something up, but that does not change. I'm telling you. Hold on. Controller, flight control, trimming. Okay, we're going to remove this. I swear, never mind. You know what? I don't even know what to say. It's like, it's so confusing that you have something bound, you think it's bound, you come in, it's not bound. You don't have something bound, you think it's not bound, you come in and it's either bound, like it's not, didn't save, or it's not showing that it's bound, and yet it's responding as if it's bound. Ass, oboe, and microcache grab need to fix their buggy mess of a game. This is horrible. And in my opinion, and I'm no developer, I could be absolutely wrong. I think some of this stems, these are not superficial issues. These are deep issues somewhere in this game, in the coding or something, or having to do with cloud not updating or not saving, not refreshing. There is something going on. When you couple that with the fact that it constantly pops up, that having trouble with live players and blah, 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 as you saw on the screen, the game it's broken. It's broken. What are they doing? I have been flying flight sims. I won't even tell you how long, or the first one, because it'll just make me look old. But the fact is I have been playing flight sims for a very long time. And no, I am not a professional pilot. I will say again for the record, I have about 37 hours maybe, and about 6 plus of those are solo hours in a Cessna 172. I still need to do my 5-hour solo cross country, where you fly to 3 different airports, solo and land, and then come back and then do another short one somewhere and back to get your full 5 hours. And they all have to be 50 nautical miles distant or whatever it is, but between each other. But the fact is I have to do all that before I can take my private pilot's license check, FAA check ride. But I do have enough knowledge of flight sims to know that this is not right. This is wrong. This is really, and I think any idiot with 2 functioning brain neurons that are firing properly, and I think they would look at this and say, this is buggy. This is a buggy mess. The controls are horrible. It's so unreliable. It's so the game is inconsistent is the biggest word I could use for this game. It does one thing, and then it stops doing it. You tell it to do another thing, it won't do it. You restart the game, it does it, and then it stops doing it. And then you restart the game again, it doesn't fix it. You pull your control off of the list here, and it doesn't do it. It acts like it's still there. You restart the game, sometimes that fixes it, sometimes it doesn't. This game is horrible. If Steam offered me a frickin' refund, I would say, give me my money back. And I would sooner light it on fire at this point. And I really like this game. Like the way some of the things in the game are great. Like I like the career mode, but the career mode has broken parts that don't make sense. Trying to capture the ILS or whatever, you do it and it says, oh, well, that's not good enough. And it doesn't want to give you credit for it. And the only way you could do it any faster is if I had an F-15 and was an afterburner, and then I had a G-suit on so that I could handle the G-forces and it didn't rip the wings off. If I tried to catch her any faster or be any more perfect with it, I can't imagine doing it. And in the career mode, you have to redo things. I have, because I'm not a perfectionist, but I don't want C's and B's. So I go in and I redo things if it keeps doing that. And I have done things 10, 15, 20 times, and it still just gives me a C. It tells me it's horrible. I have another video of me trying to do one of the ILS or the instrument, the IFR training lessons, certification training lessons, and it just absolutely, no matter what I do, it says, no, this is horrible. It's just inconsistent. The game is just inconsistent. And I just wanted to put this out here. I just wanted to document some of this stuff. Okay, so we have elevator up. I remove the other. And then we go to, let's go back. Let's make sure. Let's go down to power management. And in here, I wanted, okay, then come up here. And this is the axis, the throttle axis. So now I'm going to do a modifier button and then the right stick. And it should not move the head because I'm using that RB button, which is the modifier button, before using the right stick. But I guarantee, unless it's fixed itself, it's going to. It's not going to recognize. It's not going to stop it from doing that. Let's see what happens. First of all, let's get some more throttle going, and before I stall out or crash into the ground, and then let's adjust the trim, because I am let's try to get stabilized. Still a little low. It doesn't matter how fast I'm or how much, what the RPMs are, because can you please fucking stop diving into the ground? I don't want to land in the trees at this moment. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever had to trim a Cessna this much to keep it. Even the crappy ones that I was flying for the beginning of the training and later on, I never had to put it up that much to. Now, granted, I'm flying with a controller, so it's probably not the most detailed. Okay, that should be good enough. Now, I'm going to use the modifier button, RB, and the right stick to adjust my throttle. Now, if it does what it's been doing, it's going to move my head up and down as I do it, ignoring the fact that the RB button should be the modifier and stop my head from moving around, as far as it was doing before anyway. And the right stick then should adjust the throttle. Instead, it's going to move my head up and down while I adjust the throttle, and you'll watch, if you watch engine 1, bottom left, to the right of the airspeed indication, or number readout, you will see, Jesus, you will see that my head moves along with the engine throttle. You ready? Right button, right stick. See that? The game's broken. I'm sorry, the game is broken in my opinion. Oh, and when you couple that with the fact that when you go into settings and you go to what was I going to show you? Go to controls. Okay, there is no option anywhere that I've found to reset controls to default. Nowhere. You can scroll up and down all day. But there's no option to reset the controls to default. You're telling me that they're going to put in this game where number one, even if all the controls worked, let's just for the sake of argument pretend that all the controls worked. It read when you removed a control and didn't keep using it. It read when you added a control. It read when you added a modifier. You didn't have to restart the game repeatedly to try to get it to take things, and then it wouldn't take them or won't take them. We'll just pretend that everything works properly, which it does not, but we'll pretend that it does. Even in that case, with the literal amount of controls that there are in this game, the options, the modifiers, if you mess something up and you wanted to go back to default and not spend 6 hours of your life trying to redo all the controls, there's not an option for it. This is like a good-looking cash grab, in my opinion. I feel like Microsoft and Asobo sat in a room somewhere in some dark, soundproof room, and they took the little instrument around and did bug checks to make sure they weren't being bugged, and then tried to come up with a way to just take people's money and deliver a steamy pile of fecal matter with corn in it. And the corn's supposed to make it look pretty. And it does look pretty. Watch. Look, I really like... Look, hold on. Let's do this. Oh, that's pretty. Man, that's pretty. I gotta tell you, this is the prettiest pile of shite I have seen in a long time. It's beautiful. Let's enjoy it for a moment, because it'll give me a minute to maybe not be so angry about so yeah, and now my throttle is like literally just every tap now. It used to be a small amount. Now that's 82%. I'll tap it up once. See, now it's 83%. Now it's doing it in small increments. Tap it down once, 78%. Tap it down again, 72%. Tap it up, 73%. So for whatever reason, the game has decided that when I tap up, it wants to do in small increments. When I tap down, it wants to do 5, 6%, whatever it wants to do. It wasn't doing that before. I have not changed anything that should cause that. I am not tapping the button longer or shorter. This is a short tap. 73%. Tap backwards, 70%. So that time it did 3%. Tap it forward, 71%. Tap it forward, 72%. Tap it back, 66%. Quick tap, 60%. So for some reason, now the game is deciding that throttle out is 6% increments and throttle in is 1%. A while ago, it was doing it large increments both directions. Before that, it was doing it 1% both directions. I am at such a loss to even explain. I don't even have. I'm so aggravated. I don't even have the questions to ask these people. If you put me in a room full of Microsoft and Asobo people who had something to do with this game, I think the only thing I can manage to get out, I would walk up on stage, stand in front of the microphone. I'd look at all of them across the room, back and forth, left and right, with a slight smile on my face, and I would say, "What the fuck?" That's about all I can manage to. What? That's it. Because there's so many issues that I've found that I can't even fathom the specific questions that I would want to. I don't even know. I just wanted this shown. I just wanted some of this stuff documented, because I really feel like they're not dropping the ball means that you had the ball at one point. Okay, so I would say dropping the ball here is not applicable to this situation. They didn't even get a ball on the court, in my opinion, and then they had to call one in later, and it was not inflated properly, and then they just set it on the ground, and all of them walked around in a big circle and looked at it. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to say. I am so disgusted with this game at this point. 2020, it had its bugs, but at least the controls seem to work properly. I don't know. I really do not know. And I believe that's K-Jax over there, or Jacksonville International. In any case, I can enjoy the game for what it is, but I feel like I've been kicked in the nuts. I feel like somebody reached in my pocket and stole my money. I feel like Asobo and Microsoft should be ashamed of themselves, and they should either offer refunds or something really special for. They won't, because both Microsoft and Asobo seem to be just. That's all they're concerned with, is how can we take more money. I mean, look at their microtransaction, buying stuff. Maybe I shouldn't judge that, but I do. I just find it's sickening to me at this point. But and look at Microsoft Windows. I mean, you still can't get a Windows that isn't buggy. I don't care what version it is. The last good version I liked was 7, and even that had bugs. And then you tell them about it, they don't care. They don't fix it. I have a feeling they'll probably try to fix this game, but in my opinion, if the frame of the house is rotten, you're going to have a hard time. You can put up all the siding you want, but the house is still rotten and it's fallen in. And in my opinion, they built a rotten house at this point. I don't know how they're going to fix it. I don't know if they're going to fix it. I don't know how long it's going to take them to fix it. I know it needs fixed. I'm just not even sure if it's not just better just to bulldoze the house and kind of start over, or go back and dig in and actually make it work. Because you put all the siding and the paint you want on the side of the house that's fallen in, but it's still falling in. I don't know. I'm at this point. I'm kind of disgusted. 'Cause, 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 'c It's just, and here's the thing. Yes, there are things that are caused by user error, people not understanding, including myself. But the problem is when the game is so buggy, you don't know if that's the case, if it's you or if it's the game. And there are definite, apparent, obvious, provable bugs all over this game. And then even if the game wasn't buggy, the way things are laid out or explained or not, you don't have certain options, or, you don't know what you don't know. And if you're doing something wrong, you can't really tell in this game. I've just never had so many problems with the flight sim. I don't even know how to explain it all. So yeah, there's people out there that say, oh, this game is great. Well, you know what? More power to them. But I will adamantly disagree with that assessment of this game. Adamantly. That's my spiel about the game. And I just wanted it known. There were some other things in here. Sometimes things don't seem to work right. The AI. Let's just do a mission. Oh, it constantly doesn't save your settings. It constantly adds 15 million. Like if I go up here and I go to this plane and I tell it that and I tell it configure and I want the basic version, I can literally sometimes choose the basic version, come in, and it's given me the cargo version with one seat and all the cargo room. It doesn't save that. It often doesn't save this. This back here, it will add a flight number on its own sometimes. And then when it calls my call sign, November 01776, it'll then add this to it that it added on its own, even though I have removed it repeatedly. Don't even bother changing this. I don't even know if, and it could be that you can't change this and you're not supposed to. I don't know. But, so let's do that. I'll just play the game and point out things as I go, because basic, yes. Identification, okay. Delivery, I just leave that alone. Fuel, manage fuel. And it's like I have to constantly keep. Oh my God. Fuck, that is annoying. Then I can't go back. And you're stuck. It's just little things. Oh my God, dude. It's just little things like this that make me want to take this game and set it on fire and send it back to them. Okay. Refuel. That's all saved. That's escape, save and back. Okay, so that's what I've done. Okay. And then save and back. And then I'm going to find a place just to take off from. Let's see if it saves it this time. Yeah, I'm right over. Okay. Set as departure. Actually, I don't want a big. I'd prefer just like a CTAF style. Yeah, let's just do this. Set as departure. Okay, start flight. Oh, and same thing with the weather. I tell it live weather or whatever I tell it, it does whatever. It does whatever it wants. The game is alive. AI has a mind of its own. It tells me what it's going to do, and I need to just shut up and deal with it, because that's what they want, apparently. And this, I don't even know why it constantly does this. Okay. Let's do, a while ago. Oh, I've changed this repeatedly too and removed things I didn't want. It doesn't care. The game's like, nah, I don't think so. We want those on there. Okay. A while ago, I was flying, and I forgot to show you. This just completely grayed out. I could no longer click on tune traffic or search for nearest airports. It was, and the scroll bar here was showing all the way up into here. And then my text up here was doubled up. I couldn't read it. I kept closing, open it back up.
Foxtrot Lima 84 traffic Cessna November 42942 taking off runway 6 departing straight out.
That's not what I chose. That's not what I chose. Do you remember? November 01776. This is not what I chose. This game is just... Okay, still got that. And that's not even what's in there. That's not even what it's calling out. I swear to God, dude. Fix your trash. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of many, many issues that I am running into. And I've done some searches, and everybody else that I've seen, when I type in certain searches, they're like, hey, yeah, this is what's happening to me. It won't read these. It won't save these settings. It won't save that settings. Okay, we'll go back. Let's go here. Now this is off again, and I keep telling it live, but it keeps turning off. The cloud is not a place to stream games. I'm sorry. I'd rather have 200 gigabytes on a hard drive where I know the game will function properly and I'm not relying upon weather not affecting my internet or internet maintenance or something, and I can play the game that I paid for. I think the cloud is part of the issue with things not synchronizing, not being saved, not working properly. Can I say that 100% certainty? No, I cannot. But I can tell you that I believe that that has something to do with it. How much is arguable, but it could be buggy in the code. It could be the cloud. It could be a combination of both. It could be other unknown variables. But something weird is going on with this game. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? The one that isn't cursing. Besides bugged. It is frigged. We'll just say frigged. Okay, live. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Go back in here. Going to configure. Okay. Moving back. Back in here. Variant is basic. Livery I don't care about. Fuel is now correct. That is correct. Save and back. Check this again. What? Nope, it's back to this. It's back to off, and live is off. Save and back. Save it back. Set as departure. Start flight. Oh, God damn. Wow. I mean, how many times do you have to set something? We got this dude just kind of hanging out in the middle of the runway. Or in the middle of the grass. I assume the runways are to my left and right, but I don't know because this game is so buggy that sometimes it doesn't even differentiate. And it keeps starting me up here on top in some drone fucking shit view. See, I can't help but curse this game. Oh, at least the dude's gone. Traffic. We're going to announce depart straight out.
Foxtrot Lima 84 traffic Cessna November 76039er taking off runway 6
I didn't
straight out
set
departure.
that to that. Again, it doesn't matter what you do in this game. It either doesn't like it and doesn't tell you why. So you're like, well, why isn't it working? Or it just does whatever it wants to do. Microsoft, you should hide your head in shame. Asobo, you need to go back to the drawing board. That's my opinion. And I'm just now touching the surface of some of these bugs. I haven't even gone into all of them. Oh, look, error accessing live air data traffic or air traffic data, retrying. It'll do it several times, and it'll keep doing it throughout the flight, right in your face, right over here, annoyingly. That's nice of it. Yeah, I don't need. You can just be quiet. I don't even, at this point, I don't even care. What do we have? Flaps set for first notch. Grass field. I don't know what I just did there, but I think I probably... now that's not working. Let's make sure that was set that when I did the modifier RB and then used A and B, it would allow me to adjust. Let's see, maybe it lost that as well. Let's go to mixture. Yeah, apparently that's gone now. Or wait, I may have changed that. That may be my fault. I may have changed that to yeah, I think I did change that. So maybe in this particular case, it's not the game, it's me for the mixture. Let's make sure that the... Do I even have anything set to that? Because I did. I did at one point. Let's go here, search by... oh my God. Search by input, RBB. Okay, so we're gonna put that on mixture, and maybe it'll work. You know, that'd be cool. Let's power management. I'm gonna go down to mixture. Actually, I don't want that on mixture. I actually want that on flight control surfaces. Again, yeah. Yeah, I think I had changed that. Oh my God. See, you move it after you do the mouse and it... Nose down is going to be that. Nose up is going to be that. I'm going to go back. I like that because that's the only way, since I literally can't set things how I want because the game just absolutely refuses to work properly when you set things. So I have to have to circumvent their issues. Try to find a way to get things set how I want. And then when you do have them set how you want, as I said, they'll work sometimes, and then they'll stop randomly. And then a restart won't fix it. And then you'll unbind it and bind it back, and it won't work. I don't know what to say. All right, so let's make sure. Mixture's full, mixture's rich, throttle's out. We've got 10 degrees of flap, selector set on both. I've got fuel. I'm not worried about lights right now. I just want to get up in the air and test things. So we're going to do this like a short field because I don't know how long that... I don't want to take a chance. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the brakes. We're going to throttle up. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. This should be good. Oh, the emergency brake was on. I didn't even... Okay. Pull back slightly on the stick so I'm not bouncing as much. Airspeed's alive. 55. Rotate. I'm going to do a VX, or best angle of climb, at 60. If I can... Okay, we're good. I'm going to lower nose, do a best rate of climb at 70, approximately. And get some altitude. Flaps, I've got positive rate of climb. I should have already killed the flaps or neutralized them. I wasn't paying attention. That's my fault. We're going to climb up here. And I'm going to get stable, and then I'm going to set the autopilot to keep altitude. Okay, we're good. Let off the throttle some. Probably decrease the mixture a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can get the autopilot without crashing the plane, get it set up. I'm going to turn this on. Jesus, man, why are you... Okay, what's that at? It's at 87. I'm going to tap it down. Look, 86. A while ago, it was doing 6% increments with the same tap that I just did now. Tap it up. Oh, tap it up. Should be at 87 again. Tap it down. 86 again. See how inconsistent it is? A minute ago, I tap it up, do 1%, tap it down and do 6%. A while ago, it was 1%, 1%. Now it's back to 1%, 1%. And then before that, it was incrementing up in like 9% up and down, and then sometimes just down 9%. The game doesn't make sense to me. There's something wrong with the controls. If I had control issues like this in a Cessna 172 when I got into it, I would either not take off, or if I was already in the air, I would immediately be returning and wanting to scream, fix this trash, fix this tin can. And that's what I feel like this game is, a broken, crushed tin can. It needs so much work. See, now I've got the airport list. A while ago, these things had disappeared. I had nothing but this gray thing. And it's like the more you play it, the worse things get. Like the more bugs start just popping up. Okay, you know what? That's good enough. Let's oh my God. Jesus. $2,200's good. Get this set, get stable. Heading bug, and turn on heading just to keep a straight line. Okay, we're steady at, although we're not at 2200. I don't think I did it right. Yeah, we need to do this off, do up one. That should get me to 2200 and then stabilize. Go a little faster than what I'd want to be. Engine, okay, climbing to 2200, about 100 foot per minute as directed. Hold is on, or heading, hold is on, altitude. Mode should kick on in a second when it hits 2200. It's off now. Altitude on, as you saw it go across there. You saw the word altitude pop up on. I don't even know if you can see my mouse. I'm not sure. Can you see the mouse actually, the cursor? I don't think it's showing the mouse cursor. No. Well, anyway, if you look on right above this, that's where altitude word popped up, told me that it registered and kicked on. I'm just, man, I am at such a loss with this game. I am so frustrated. If I put something like, if I created something and it worked like this, I would be so angry at myself. I can't imagine. Anyway, you know what? I'm just gonna fly. Let's set, actually, let's call KJAX. I don't want a flight follow. See? I can't just tell it now. The way around this a lot of times is you do this, and then you tune it. and it'll... Of course, I don't even know where the hell it put me. Let's see. There's bugs in this game that have been through most of them. Let's do this. See? No, it's just not. This is... We're gonna,
Jacksonville Tower, Cessna, November 760 Tree Niner is 19 miles northeast 2,200 feet with Yankee touch. And
call
go.
sign.
Cessna, November 760 Tree Niner, Jacksonville Tower. Altimeter tree 0.27. Make left downwind runway 8.
Left downwind runway 8.
Fly left downwind runway 8 Cessna 0 Tree Niner.
Hold on, I gotta figure out where the hell I'm at. I'm northeast, I need to go southwest to the airport. Oh my God. I'm not the best at navigating without, and I haven't flown in a while, so, well, I'm spiraling down. I gotta get back used to dead reckoning and all of that, you know. So that airport's back here somewhere. I like to try to figure it out. Oh my God, quit. What was that? Why did it just do that? I hit the modifier button, and then, which is RB, and then the B button to reduce the trim, as you see in the bottom right. But what it did is it cut my throttle. Oh my God, this game. It's like it doesn't want to read the controls, it doesn't want to read the modifier buttons, and then it does, and then it doesn't again, and then it doesn't, and then it does. Alright, well, I gotta find the runway. I gotta find the airport. Might have to ask them for...
Jacksonville Tower Cessna November 760 Tree Niner is unfamiliar with the area.
It didn't
Request
even let me
directions to the
finish
airport.
asking, and it talked over me.
Jacksonville Tower Cessna November 760 Tree Niner is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport.
Cessna 0 Tree Niner Airport is 11 o'clock 17 miles.
Wow. So yeah, you saw that. That's another bug that I just now experienced where you know, I'm requesting airport direction, and I knew it was this direction somewhere. I was doing 12 o'clock, and it was at my 11, so I was in the general aiming vicinity. I would have probably found it eventually. But, and what does it do? While I'm talking, it goes, oh, let me tell you where the airport's at. Let me answer your question in the middle of you asking it. The game is broken in many, many respects. I don't even know what the pattern altitude is for this airport, and right now I don't care. I just want to land, do some landing. I should probably just stop the stream and save it, and then just so I can, you know what, I'm going to do that, and then I might stream again, but I wanted to get some information out about the bugginess. And look, it's, oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to save I'm going to stop it here so it's a shorter stream, so people can, you know, if anybody wants to see what I'm talking about, they don't have 4 hours of stream to sort through. You can just jump around. Anyway, yeah, that's it's good times. Good job, Asobo. Good job, Microsoft. Keep making quality products. Maybe next time you should quality test them. Fuck, swear to